moment one General Booty entered the transfer portal, I made a promise that wherever he wound up, that was going to be the team that I would take over in Dynasty mode on the new EA Sports college football video game and take to the national title. I would take them to the highest of heights. I would give General Booty a platform for all of the beautiful things he does. Well, I have now spent a season with the ULM Warhawks, and General Booty's my quarterback. That's right. I got a copy of the game over the weekend, and part of that weekend was spent playing a season with the ULM Warhawks, making myself their coach, recruiting, coaching, and throwing touchdown passes with one General Booty. And I got to tell you, it was thrilling at times, frustrating at times, and I really just want to apologize to General Booty because I hope your real coach, Bryant Vincent, is better for you than I was. You threw for like 4,000 yards for me, but we went 1-11. Let's talk about how it all went down. So first of all, you create your coach. I believe I'm head number 277. I made myself my own height and weight. I made myself a recruiter. You can be a recruiter, a motivator, or a tactician. I went with recruiter because I feel like that's how I can make ULM better faster, is by being a really good recruiter. And it does force you to recruit right away. Before you ever play a game, before you ever do anything, you're already started recruiting, which is like it would happen in real life. Because remember, you would get a job at the end of a season, just as one season has ended, and then you would start recruiting. So I was loading up my recruiting board, figuring out who I was going to go after, how I was going to utilize the resources I had to recruit guys. And I wasn't sure because it suggests some players to you to recruit, but they don't look like they're going to help you that much. They're pretty far down on the list. As someone who works for On3, I'm used to talk about the guys at the top of the list. So I went for some guys near the top of the list, but I tried to make them guys like you can have a pipeline. So my pipeline was Louisiana. So I tried to get the highest ranked guys in Louisiana who might even think about hearing my pitch. So went after them. Again, even before you play. So you got the FCS Southeast Pandas. Look at that vicious logo for the FCS Southeast Pandas. But before you play them, you've got to check in with your recruits. You got to make sure you've offered who you want to offer. Decide if you want to go after somebody, to check their social media, to contact their friends and family, to send the house, as it were. There's a lot of ways to go at it, but you got to make sure they know you want them. And here's the thing about this game. When you make sure they know that you want them, they do. And I think this is one part that's a little bit unrealistic because I'm Louisiana Monroe going after 4-star guys in Louisiana and Florida. They might talk to me, but more than likely they're just going to ignore me. But in this case, a lot of them paid a lot of attention to me. And I think that's because they want this game to be fun for you. They want people to want to take over the teams near the bottom. I mean, Louisiana Monroe is probably the bottom of the Sun Belt, one of the bottom in the whole FBS. And it's a big job. It's a long climb. So they make it where the recruits are paying attention. But listen, things started out very, very well. We played the Pandas. It was tight because, again, we're a young team, first-year staff. It was tight. But we came through. We'll let Reese Davis and Jesse Palmer and David Pollock take it.
Out on that one. You're in the fourth quarter, and you're lined up against one of the fastest players in all of college football, and they're taking a shot up top. You just hold on tight and hope for the best, and that time they were able to force an incompletion.
The tackle is made, but he's got it first and goal from the 6. Everybody has to be set. They have to get it off. They'll go to the air. Makes the grab. Touchdown, UL Monroe. They've got the lead here in the fourth.
Man, what a great job by this offense executing down the field, using all of the clock, being smart, getting the big score late, and I think that one should do it.
That's how you win some right off the bat. That is how you get positive momentum. That is how you give General Booty some great stats. That's how you do it. Unfortunately for me, I didn't do it much the rest of the season. Now, here's the thing. You can choose how you want to play these games. You can simulate them completely. You can play the full game. You can play only offense, play only defense, or you can do play the moments. I did play the moments, and basically the game sort of drops you into these key situations in the middle of the game. So it may be 3rd and 8, and now you got to pick a play and try to convert. Or the opposing team may have the ball on the 5-yard line, and you've got to keep them out of the end zone. So you can play like that. I will say it is very hard to get in a rhythm like that. It's very hard to set up your play calling offensively like that, because a lot of times you want to call one thing to set up the next thing and then work from there. You're not doing it that way. You'll occasionally have a drive, like they'll put you in a game-winning drive type situation, but it's a tough situation. And that's the thing. As ULM, I was always playing as teams that were higher rated than me, that had better players than me. And remember what I told you, I have not played this particular game. You guys have waited 11 years. I waited longer than that because once I had kids, I stopped playing video games. So 2009 was it for me. And so I am very far behind. I don't play defense very well. I really need to work on the RPO game. I really need to hit some YouTube videos and learn how to play the RPO game better as an offense, because I do think if you get good at that, you can be pretty devastating. But hey, it was fun. Like, we went to Austin. Here is me, General Booty and company, getting in the end zone in Austin. Well, I mean, that's a dropped interception, but we still scored here. Yes, we lost 49-28, but that's okay. We scored. But it didn't go so well the rest of the season. Guys, the Sun Belt's a hard league. James Madison's good. Texas State is good. It's hard to win in the Sun Belt. And so we did struggle the rest of the way. We thought we had a chance at Marshall. We blew it at the end. And then next to last game. So we had at Arkansas State, and then our last game was going to be the rivalry game against the Raging Cajuns. So we were at Arkansas State. We definitely should have beaten Arkansas State. We had Arkansas State beat. We were winning against Arkansas State, and we were up 2 scores. And then I was playing the moments again. So I hit the button to move to the next moment, and it gave Arkansas State another touchdown and said they're onside kicking and they're trying to get it to win. And so here's what happened there. I score. I'm just running the ball. I'm trying to run the clock out. I'm up 8. So I score, and we go up 15. But then it says move on to the next moment. So I move on to the next moment. They're about to onside kick to me. And now it's 34-28. So I'm only up 6. I don't know how this happens, but I recover the onside kick. I'm too dumb to call for the hands team, but I recover the onside kick, and then I fumble it. And Arkansas State recovers. And of course, Arkansas State then scores a touchdown to beat me. Yeah. It was as frustrating as you can imagine. And it gave me a lot of sympathy for the coaching staffs and the players on these teams where the season just gets away from them. Because by the end of this thing, I was just like, I don't want to play anymore. I'm done here. And I simulated the Louisiana Lafayette game. And of course, they crushed us. And so immediately after that game, I fired my defensive coordinator. You can do that. You can fire your coordinators. Now, what was interesting is during some of the late season games, the commentators are basically talking like I'm going to get fired. Now, I'm not going to get fired because I've been watching my recruiting. Like, I'm getting 4 stars to commit to ULM. So I got a chance to be better. But I'm not good right now. But it is a lot of fun, though. You keep recruiting throughout the season, and that's very important. Like, the game ends, you recruit some more. Game ends, recruit some more. Season ends, you learn who you're going to lose through the transfer portal. I only lost one guy. One person, a backup quarterback, wanted to leave, and I said, okay, can I convince him to stay? It's like, no, you can't. He's not staying. But then I looked at what I had coming in from high school, and I was like, "Ooh, crap, that's not enough people." So I went deep into the portal, hit everybody I could in the portal, and got some of those guys too. And so it was a pretty good deal. I did check out the bowls and the awards. I was not taking part, but Oklahoma State actually finished the season number 1, went undefeated, won the Big 12. And Your Heisman finalists were Haynes King from Georgia Tech, Jackson Arnold from Oklahoma, Will Howard from Ohio State, Carson Beck from Georgia was the eventual winner, and Xavier Thomas from LSU. There was a lot of fun just seeing that, and it went through the bowl matchups. Again, not anything I was in, but just to see like Haynes King was one of the key player of the year candidates in this season. So that was the other part too. Like when I was looking at the transfer portal, it was super weird to see real people's names. Like the best player in the transfer portal, when I looked at it in the first week, was Emory Jones, the offensive tackle from LSU. Now, in real life, that would never happen. In real life, the real Emory Jones is going to the NFL draft after this season, and he's going to be drafted very high. But in the transfer portal in this game, there's a randomness to it, and you could see some really good players. So if you're not ULM at that point, if you are at a major power and you need an offensive tackle like that, there's an Emory Jones out there for you. Signing day for me, though, was a big day. It was a big day. It was one of those days I could get up at the mic and be like, listen, I know we had a 1-11 season, but we made this roster better. We made this roster a lot better. We had the 4th best recruiting class in the Sun Belt. Now, it still wasn't as good as the Raging Cajuns recruiting class, but I thought we did pretty well. And we kept General Booty. We have him for one more year. And guess what? We're going to kick butt next year. That's right. 1-11, fine. Forgotten. Buried. Over with. We're going to a bowl game this season. You have my word on it, Warhawks fans. We're going to a bowl game. We're sending General Booty out the right way. I guarantee it. We'll see you next season. Thank you so much for watching. Just a reminder, subscribe to this channel right here so you never miss an episode of Andy Staples On 3. And oh, by the way, watch all the other great videos on the On3 Sports YouTube channel.